What's up, people? This is Brian Life, and I'm working in DZine.ai. That's DZine.ai. Amazing online, just one subscription. You get pretty much all advanced AI tools that are out right now. You get, text to image, image to image. You got image to video, and they have all the top, image to video AI applications that are already out there, APIs that are already out there. You could just choose which one you want, and you could utilize that video inside of Design. They also have lip syncing. I mean, just incredible tools. They have hand fixing. You can fix the hands if anything's ever wrong. You can facial expression. They have this whole like mode where you can turn the eyes and make the open the mouth and smile all like in real time. It's incredible. So right now, what we're looking at is this pose mode, and it's in their consistent character section. So you can train a character and choose. You basically upload 10 to 20 images of a character or a person. Multiple angles, is best, right? So when you have this character trained and it takes about 30 minutes and they you can train it inside here inside of design, you see you upload your images. You can add more images, you can retrain it, save it out and name it, right? So you name it. So this one's called Cadet Q, and she's like a 3D character that I did. Just picture like a game avatar. She's just a futuristic girl with a cadet suit, kind of like a space suit on, with some neon lights and pink hair and purples and stuff like that. So Design knows it's trained on it now, so I can make Cadet Q in any pose I want. Now, what I did was their new tool is called Pose Mode. Okay, and I just want to show you it. When you turn it on, it has basically your character that you had already trained, and it has a skeleton. And then after you make sure your skeleton's positioned correctly, they have a few presets. So they have like running, doing push-ups, yoga, fighting stances, things like that. Now you can also just pose it yourself and do whatever you want, okay? Disco dancing, whatever. So like boom, she's like, "Oh, disco dancing." Kind of looks like she's dancing, right? So it's like IK, like inverse schematics or chematic inverse cinematics. I don't know how to describe it. IK. And you can, move the bones and they kind of flow naturally how they would flow with the joints, okay? So say for instance I like this and I'm going to type in Cadet Q disco dancing in a club. All right. So I'm saving that. It puts it onto the desktop and look at this. You can actually pose it and turn it around, turn the camera around, and you can scale it. So I think a full body scene. You could put it in perspective, okay? So now that I chose this consistent character, this is her. I had her sitting down. The leg was a little distorted there, but this one's good. You see how she has a certain look, her hairstyle, feathered pink hair. She's got this little costume. Here are other renders. Some of them, the hands don't look so good, but I think it's overall, there's like this one that's passable. Uh, these are other characters that I used. It was a different consistent character, and she's like a Nubian cyber girl. And basically, the pose was just her sitting down with one arm forward, just like it is here, and one arm sitting a little bit further back on her thigh. And it gave me that. This was a different pose that I did where I put up the hand and I wrote waving. And it really did, it actually was a bit in perspective like this. You see how she's kind of coming towards us because I think I tilted it. Okay. So since I just chose Cadet Q, you would just type in the prompt of what you want that consistent character to be doing. So she is disco dancing in a nightclub with a disco ball and lasers. I don't know if it'll give me all that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to do this pose correctly. So I'm going to do, you can choose what style you want. So I'm just going to do the generalized design style. It's kind of like realistic. And it also has a lot to do with what it's trained on, the style of your character, if it's cartoony or if it's realistic. I'm going to click generate. It'll give me two images and it takes about 1 minute to render. So I'm going to pause this so you don't have to wait. All right, we're back. And it actually came out really fun, really cool. She's dancing like she's in a disco, you know. Now, the style is a little bit messed up here. Her face definitely is not done well, but the pose, the body's amazing. The pose really does look great. Um, I have to say, it's done pretty well. Now, if I change the style, it may come out a little better, so I could try flux. Okay, and now this time I zoomed in, so we're gonna try that out, and I'll get right back to you. So that was okay. That was like good. It was a little bit of a distortion, but I will try out flux. It may give a better result. Let's see. And we are back. So I already rendered one where she's, dancing and it's a little more close up. This one, the face is again a bit distorted. Here, it's definitely closer to the real character. A few little defects on the hands, but it is in the pose of this dancing pose. And it's set in a sort of a futuristic disco club. Let me see. This one definitely looks different. Not sure why it's not sticking to the pose. Believe that's the pose that we have. Yeah, it actually was. It was in sort of a three dimension, like a three-quarter view. This one, the face looks great. The hands and arms are a little distorted, but overall, the face is great. It's unfortunate that this body's pretty decent, but this face is not so good. Here, it just gave us the straight up pose. Disco ball looks amazing. I believe maybe I had pose mode off. Oh, something went wrong there. Um, all right. I'm just gonna use this. It's like a default kind of frolicking, sort of dancing, sort of, I don't know, exercising type looking pose. Maybe it's yoga. And I'm going to just turn it and then move it. And then I'll do this one more time. So she is disco dancing, nightclub, flux. So Flux is way better than the first one. The first style I had was general, design general. So I think Flux has given us way better results. And yeah, let's just this last time, let's see if it hits it. All right, and we are back. So the pose here, she's definitely in the correct pose. Her arms are great. Her face is not so good. There are ways to select and to fix the face. And right here, her face looks great, but she's not in the correct pose. So for some reason, it seems to have flipped it and thinks that possibly her body is flipped in the other direction. Not bad. I mean, it's pretty good pose. She looks like she's kind of dancing. Uh, I have to say the bus stops, these images were great. These were exactly how I wanted it. Everything came out amazing here. And this was using Flux with my trained character. Here, I crossed her arms. I made her so she's crossed arms, and I turned her so she's to the side. Versus this, where she's straight on forward with her arms crossed. This did an amazing job crossing arms. Here, her clothing, I should have put in pants, but the arms and the hands look great. There may be a few extra fingers on her right hand, but I they also have a you can fix inside of a AI editor, you can actually fix hands, so hand repair. So that's awesome. I could show you that. Why not? So I'll click that layer. So this came out great, this pose. And what I'm going to do is click on hand repair. And then I just have to select the hand. And you don't even have to type in anything. You basically just click it. And it's going to analyze the hand and it's going to do its best. Now, I did make a big selection, so I hope it doesn't give me a really large hand. Possibly may do that. I'll let you know, and it should be under 1 minute. And we're back, and they gave us two choices. There's this. All right, so this is the hand how it was. It wasn't even too many fingers, it was just not very defined. This is a much more defined hand. This one's a little more correct in the pose, but it's not. There's something a little broken looking around the fingers. So, what I would do is maybe I would want to use this. Since that's number one, I can also AI editor, click number one, and then in the AI editor, click hand repair again, right? And now it's basically on the canvas, and I'm just gonna do it one more time. I'm just gonna generate one more hand, and hopefully it'll utilize this better hand and give us an even better hand. Let's see. Should literally takes like a half 30 seconds. All right, we're back. So for this new second go at the hand, um, I guess I would probably choose this number two. Think this is the best one. So when you click it twice, it'll drop it to the canvas. Should do that. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of a, it just kind of clicks, zooms in. So share, favorite, download, compare. That's how it was. Yeah, this one's way better. This hand is much better. It says double click. Oh, come on. It's a little bit finicky. But basically, yeah, you're supposed to be able to double click and it should drop it to the canvas. So double click to place on canvas. But unfortunately, when I double click it, it's giving me a zoom, which I don't want. So, you know, design, you gotta hook that up, you gotta fix that up, guys. Something's a little bit tricky there. Okay, it did drop it to the canvas, just unfortunately a few extra times, but that's all right. So overall, much better hand. Come on. This is the first hand, not so good. Second hand was better. Third hand looks very natural to me, or, very good. And yeah, now I can also show you how I can put some pants on her real quick because I don't really want her in a bikini. Whoa, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is the video. So you get to choose from Kling, Pixverse, Minmax, Hailu, Lumaray, One, Two. I mean, you get to choose all these different video, image to video, all with inside of DZine. So anyway, going back to the image editor, if I go into AI editor, and then if I go into, I could insert an object, so I could take a pair of pants that I find online and I can insert them and it'll put the pants on her. But what I'm going to do is just local edit, okay? And then I'm going to use brush, even though I've got the mouse. Let's just do this real quick. And I'm just going to say baggy pants, something like futuristic pants. And I think I can pick from my styles, which is pretty good, because I already have a style that is like trained on these futuristic looking type of girls with these techie kind of cool clothing. So that's cool. So women's uh She is wearing baggy pants. Sorry, it's just really silly. Futuristic. I wish there was like a shorter word for futuristic. Clothing, neon parts. I don't know. Futuristic. I just feel like I wish there was like, I guess you could put neo. Neo, is that the word? Yeah, neo, cyber. I don't know. Anyway, style intensity, I'm not gonna put it too high. The balance, no, I'm gonna go. See, if I click balance, it's gonna look at what's there and give me something of a good mix. If I click image, it's really gonna stay true to what's already there. But if I click prompt, it's gonna rely heavily on the prompt. So I actually do want the prompt. I'll go with balance because I don't want it to completely change the perspective of the body. So I think balance may be the best idea. And yeah, it's 4 credits. It's gonna give me 4 variations. Um, Usually with image to image, it gives you 4. If it's text to image, like Flux, it'll give you just 2 versions. And there's chat. It's I don't think it's Chat GPT, but it's Chat Editor. So basically, you can just chat and you could say, "Hey, you know, put glasses on her," and it's going to analyze the image. Wow, look at this. Pretty cool. These are like the various clothing. This one's pretty good. The pose is not that great, I gotta say. I'm gonna click on image, even though she's partly nude. You know, I don't know what's gonna give me because it's gonna look at what's already there and try to sort of give me more of what's already there. Um, so I can inverse this and sort of clean up my selection, make it a little bit better. Oh, I like what it's given me as far as the new version. And then I'm going to inverse that again. And I could use a selection tool. I don't have to use the paintbrush. It's pretty easy. And you just have to generally do it. Although, if you make a really large selection, it is going to sort of make things very big. It is going to, pay attention to your selection. I'm actually feeling this. Like, these are different. They're kind of funny, but these are really great. These look like pretty futuristic and fun. These I like. A little bit of a thin thigh. Her thigh could be bigger. Let me actually add a wider thigh. I like image, just straight up image. It's looking at what's already there and it's sort of throwing clothing on top of her legs. Now I'm gonna go very far away where it's like prompt is just gonna be the hallucination of the AI completely. It is going to look at the scene and try to blend it in as best as, but it's going to definitely make it like completely different. So yeah. And as you can see, these are coming in really quick. I've got a lot of options fast. These are pretty cool. Chaps. These are different, really, really funky, trippy. These are passable. Purple doesn't really match, but it's not too bad. Let me see here. We got these are probably some of the best as far as her clothing that she already has on. And these are great. Look at this. This matches her gear. I mean, look at the amazing options. Obviously, this is trained off of one of my custom styles, it's a custom style that's called Life Muse, and it's a certain cyber futuristic looking girl with like techie clothing, and that's what I designed it on, and that's what it's giving me. These are really creative. I mean, so you can, there's the number, right? You see when I hover over this, there's the number. Chat editor is interesting. I think only chat editor works when you're in image to image. Yeah, so chat editor is going to take that picture and you can bring in another image. Like if I had a pair of pants, like, let me see, parachute pants, baggy with zippers. Okay, so these are the old school parachute pants. Well, I kind of want the 80s parachute pants. Yeah, this is kind of along the lines of what I'm thinking. Back in the 80s, they had these really cool pants, man. Everyone wanted them. They had all these like zippers. Stuff was really cool, man. We wanted these so bad. Where will I put this? Desktop, let's see. I wish there was like another color. These are cool, but can't really see the zippers. I think the AI might have a little bit of trouble with that. But yo, look at this. Look at this image, man. This is like how it used to be back in the 80s. I hope it shows it. Look at this. But when you had all them zippers, man, you were so cool. So what I can show you is inside of DZine.ai. This is the chat editor, which is like a different way of doing this, right? But there's also insert object. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already a little bit too long. Sorry about that. Uh, so I'm gonna go grab this pants and shoot pants with multiple parachute she is wearing. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to generate that. So it's like a chat. You could kind of like just talk to it and describe what you want to do instead of selecting the area. Uh, I don't know like what's going on behind the hood inside of design, what it's using. I don't know if it's Chat GPT or what kind of chat. Fuck. Ah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know. It usually doesn't do that. All right, so I'll have to edit this out, but maybe I was supposed to select an area? Really weird. So, chat. I'm just confused, man. Context. Yeah, so they have Flux and then they have Chat GPT. That didn't come out so good. So if you want to bear with me, this is like what happens when you're working with AI. You got to kind of like, so switch to Chat GPT for better multi-image. I already did that. So I switched. Okay. Uh, she is wearing parachute pants with multiple zippers. 80s pants. Hmm. Well, I'm trying, I mean, I'm trying to work with this here. I don't use this very often, so anyway, I'm surprised that that gave me like this just complete just yeah, that's weird. That result was a dud. I'll tell you that much. But overall, my point was you can. Oh, let me show you this. Okay, so while that's generating, it's gonna take. It's already 85% done. There is a thing that there is a tool called Insert Object. This is amazing. Okay, so what's gonna happen is I'm just going to select the area and I can upload that image of those pants. This is like the way that DZine used to handle it and still does handle it, where it will insert this object based off an image. Now it seems like they're working with some other APIs, I think you call it, like other companies to utilize ChatGPT and some other like Flux context, whatever. I don't even know. So she is wearing parachute pants. The pants have many zippers. Anyway, wow. No, I said wow. I spelled everything right, but I didn't. But it didn't say that it was spelled wrong. What do you know? All right. That looks good. I have it selected. I got the pants. Now this is fascinating. It will take the perspective of your photo. Like, say if I had a person with shoes and they're standing in a certain pose, I could bring in a shoe that's completely from the side, like a profile view, and Design will actually turn that shoe and put it in perspective to fit the proportions of the image and to actually put it on the character in the correct pose. These pants are pretty straight on, so it's probably going to come back pretty good. Put on top of her in this correct pose, but you will see right now, insert object, how amazing it is. So it's actually taken a little while because this other one, this chat editor, which I don't use very often, it may be fascinating. I was a little disappointed with this. I just think it just got a little confused there. Let's hope it's 96% done. Just give me a second. I'll just pause because it's kind of taking too long. All right, we're back. So the Chat GPT version, I think it's because her legs, she looks a bit nude. Um, it returned with a rejection saying the image generation due to content policy restrictions. So I believe it's because there's too much thighs and nude is slightly nude. So that didn't work. But what did work was the insert object. Look how amazing these pants came out. They're pretty much put on exactly how I mentioned. It understands the perspective, it understands what I'm trying to do, and that is with the image editor insert object. You select the area and then you choose the photo that you want to insert. So if I want to change the earrings, I would upload a photo of an earring and it will actually place the earrings in the correct place. So I tried these other chats, but I don't believe they're going to work. They're probably going to come back rejection because of the slight nudity, the like, you know, the legs, the thighs. But I'm happy with like this came out great. This matches. Everything looks perfect. That's just incredible. So this is like local editing when you could just select an area and locally edit it. I fixed the hand earlier. This pose came from the consistent character, and then I actually used their brand new pose mode. So you go into consistent character, you choose one of your characters that you've trained. They come with a few default ones. I chose this Nubian character, and then I clicked on pose mode, and then I created the pose of her with her arms crossed, and it came out great. So again, like, I mean, I don't want to. Mm, I could show you again the whole sitting at the bus stop idea, but you get what I'm saying. So once you save this, it's going to respect this pose that's on the canvas. There's going to be this figure here, which is pretty cool. You can in 3D, you can move it around, you can pose the camera view, you could scale it, blah blah blah. You could go back in and repose it, edit pose. And I'll save you from that because that's not something we need to do at this very moment. But yeah, I just want to show you the results of a few editing techniques, a few things you could do here inside of DZine. It's taking a long time for this chat editor to work. It's at 98% for a little while now. It's been over 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna end this video now. I do think this whole chat editor thing isn't brand new, so maybe they're just still working on it. Or maybe it's just a bad connection I have right now to the I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. But look at the variety of pants. This looks great. You know, these are super weird and futuristic. Obviously, they have a lot to do with my custom trained packet, which you could do inside of DZine. You can custom train a whole cyber costume, clothing set, like just a whole array of clothing and apparel. And now your character can always have that style as long as you choose the style when you're image editing. Okay, so yeah, I just want to show you some of these new features. The pose came out amazing. This is one with her arms crossed. You know, some of those others that I've showed you earlier. She's like disco dancing. This video is definitely a little bit too long, this tutorial. I didn't mean for it to be so long. But as you can see, there's just a lot of options all within inside of the same space. You know, hand repair, AI erase, expression. Look, I didn't even show you this, but as long as you have something on the stage, this is going to now change her expression. So I could do eyes, uh, gazing to the left. See? And it just changes her eyes, moves it, smiling, make her smile. And it's pretty much in real time, mouth open, lips open. I mean, look at that, man. That's like incredible. Head pitch up. Oh, sorry, down. See, she's like, hello. Somebody's trying to ask her for a phone number, and she's like, I don't think so, buddy. Roll to the left. I guess that's gonna tilt her head to the hello. I don't know. I got my own Android at home. I don't need you, human. Oh shit. All right, I'm bugging. But look at this. So now I'm gonna go back to the default, or actually I'll cancel out of that. But look at the photo. Look at the face. The eyes. I'm gonna put them back straight on. Cancel out. Boom. I mean, and that's incredible. Just their face pose alone, face kit, face repair, face swap, and expression edit. All right, this is DZine.ai. Go check it out. It's amazing. The subscriptions I think are very affordable, and obviously that depends on your situation in life, but it is a robust online software. You don't have to install anything. It's incredible. So, and you can upscale and, there's just so you can animate this. There's so many things. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Peace. This is Brian Life. Take care. Namaskaram.